Miss World Top 20 Final Prediction by Pageant Empress and the Critical Beauty. This has been a whirlwind of 1 month full of activities in Telangana, India. We have over 109 contestants across different challenges, fast tracks like talent, sports, top model, head to head, and the ultimate beauty to the purpose, which was held in a gala last night in India. And this has been a very tough, very difficult selection for me to get the top 20. So help me with this, I have invited my special guest, Rafa from Critical Beauty. So good morning to you, Rafa, and thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, George, the Pageant Empress. Hello, followers of the Pageant Empress. Thank you, George, again for inviting me to your channel. I always enjoy chatting with you and discussing with you anything that related to pageant. Now, but of course, Miss World, I think for me, this edition of Miss World, I believe, is very challenging
It
because,
is.
as you know, during our last chat on my channel, I think Antonio and Julio claimed that it's a very predictable pageant,
I
although
disagree with
I,
you.
you and I
I
disagreed
disagree completely.
because totally disagreed. And I think a lot of other people, pageant fans as well, also disagree because it's really very hard. So I think it boils down to what Madam Julia Morley is looking for, whoever she prefers, and that
Yes.
seems to be the tradition every time, every year.
Yes.
So, but other than that, I'm really looking forward to the finals. Are you excited about the
I'm
finals?
really excited. I think it'll be quite late because I think it starts around 8 o'clock. So depending on how long the show is, I might sleep
Mhm.
late. So, but I'm excited because it's going to be a fun festival. Like we say, Miss World is a festival, right? It's not a beauty
Of
pageant.
course. The host country, India, is doing an amazing job hosting. The government of the state of
Telangana,
Telangana
correct.
is doing an amazing job. And I don't know if you saw the a video clip when Julia Morley was being interviewed by one of the Indian bloggers who
I
asked
watched
her
it. Hmm.
if Telangana is going to host again next year. And considering the fact that, the state is doing a very good job hosting, Julia subtly mentioned, sure, why not? If they ask me, I'd be more than happy to come back
Yes.
to
It
India
feels like
next year.
India would be this like China of 2000. Do you remember when Sanya China used to host
Yes.
like almost every year, right? Like 5, 6 years, continuous like back
Hmm.
to back in the same place. And also they did I think Inner Mongolia, China in
Yes.
2012 when China actually won the Miss World crown. So it seems like India might be the next one for this era of Miss
Yes.
World Festival.
In orders. Now, of course, there isn't a Miss World without some sort of a controversy. As you know, the whole world knows that one
Yeah.
contestant left.
Yes.
And apparently, she had misrepresented, the truth, the reality of what's going on in India.
Mm.
And, you know, are we expecting an apology from her?
Well, we shall see because I don't think she has really talked about it. I know the Miss
Yeah.
World organization has made a public announcement. I completely respect
Yes.
them. I think they're doing a very professional job. And looking at the behind the scene videos and the clips, it kind of shows that maybe some of the things that she said might have been fabricated. It was maybe not
Yes.
completely true because she said in the video that she didn't have the opportunity to talk about her beauty of the purpose. But Miss World
Hmm.
showed there was a clip where she did talk about a social project. So I think maybe
Yeah.
she was not happy with whatever reasons, maybe I don't know,
Yeah.
some maybe she got sick, I don't know, something happened, and maybe she just felt homesick, so she just wanted to go back,
Well,
maybe.
she left, I think, a couple of days before the actual Beauty with a Purpose
Correct.
presentation
That was
on
yesterday.
stage, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it was sad. And not only that, but I think there were some contradictions in her claims. Like I
Yep.
think she mentioned that when she was having that special dinner with some Indian sponsors. I mean, I saw the video clip and she was having a good time. She was like smiling
Yeah.
and being very gracious, and she was surrounded with not just only men, but women, wives of the sponsors, and I think one or two other beauty queens. So I thought that was like very misleading. So
Yeah.
anyway, it is what it is. It was the past, and it's time to move on. And I'm really looking forward to who's going to be the new Miss World, who's going to be wearing
Yeah.
the beautiful blue crown.
It is iconic, and it's been what, like 30 plus years, I think more than that, since that we saw the same crown being like traditionally passing through different beauty queens. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Mhm.
So let's talk about our top five from Europe. So just for the viewers, we're just going to talk about our favorite countries. Then we're going to talk about our top 20 and talk in more in depth regarding our choices for our top 20 selection. So who do you
Okay.
have
I
in
actually
five?
had I actually had I actually had a top 10, George, for each continent,
Oh,
but
do
I want to
you?
mention
Okay.
can I
Okay.
mention the
Sure,
honorable
you can.
mentions?
Correct. Okay.
Okay,
Let's
so
go with Europe first.
let's
Okay.
start with Europe, the honorable mentions. One of them is Germany. In the beginning, I didn't care much for Germany, but when she presented her speech, I was like floored. Okay, this girl needs to be on the list. I also have Italy because of her talent and also of her facial beauty, not so much with her beauty with a purpose, but all the other two elements. Boston Herzegovina, I think was amazing.
Beautiful.
Her
Yes, yes.
project was phenomenal. Estonia, as you know, won the
Sports.
sports
Right.
events, and Moldova, my sentimental favorite from Europe, because she's so beautiful when she wore those pair of glasses during her speech, and she was just. I think she needs to compete in Miss Universe. Okay, she
Yes.
needs to
I
compete
think a
to the
lot of
other
these
pageant.
girls should go to other competitions like Miss Grand, Miss Universe. Like
Yes.
Colombia should go to Miss Grand without a shadow of a
Yeah,
doubt. But sorry, continue your list
exactly.
in Europe.
So my top five for Europe, as you can see in the banner behind.
Yes, I can see
So
it.
where's Europe? Yeah,
I think on
there is Europe right
this
there.
side, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Europe right there. So I have they're not they're in random order. So
Oh, right. Yep.
I have Ireland, Scotland, Spain, Wales, and France. I put France for the obvious reasons. I really don't care much for France, but I can feel that she's going to be there, and Julia loves her.
Yeah.
Wales is great because of her advocacy. I think she's a nurse, and her I just love her project how to help others with first aid in case you get injured or hurt. What do you have to do to take care of yourself? And Spain, beautiful. Scotland,
Absolutely.
about her beauty with a purpose was a muscular dystrophy or multiple sclerosis rather,
Yep.
which is an important topic. And of course Ireland because of her beautiful face. So those are my top five. What about you?
We have pretty much the same. I think we have 4 out of 5 are the same
Really?
countries. So I have Wales, which makes sense because she won 2 fast track events. And I'm going to talk
Mhm.
more further about the reason. So I have Wales, I have Spain, absolutely beautiful. I have Ireland, really beautiful, very well spoken.
Mhm.
Germany, I will say she is a dark horse in the competition, so watch out for Germany. And I
Yeah.
have France. So I think the only country I do not have is Scotland from the list. Yeah. So we have
Okay.
pretty much the
Yeah.
same countries. Let's move on
Yeah.
to Africa. So who is your top 5 from Africa?
Okay, so my honorable mentions, of course, Botswana. I've always, cheered for her because I think after I just fell in love with her after her speech. Of course, Sierra Leone. As you
Yeah,
know, she was a finalist for Africa for Beauty with a Purpose project,
correct.
and she was the one who gave a speech like TED Talk. So I was so happy that she made the finals. Tunisia, beautiful face. She's underestimated. I don't know why people are talking about Tunisia.
Maybe it's a
Kenya,
sash. Right.
yeah, because of the sash factor. Kenya is amazing too, and of course, okay, Senegal. I was teetering between Senegal and another country like Cameroon, but I chose Senegal only because she was the only one who wore this afro, I think,
Yes, I think she
and
had the good big hair. Yeah.
she slayed the top model competition.
Right.
Unfortunately, she was not chosen. So those are my honorable mentions. So my top five in random order: Namibia, beautiful face, princess quality,
Yeah.
and great BWAP. Zambia, I love Zambia. She won the head-to-head
Head-to-head
challenge.
challenge.
It's
Correct.
for
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
Uganda,
Mhm.
beautiful, gorgeous. Um, South Africa, in the beginning, I was very hesitant, only because she was just too young, and I wasn't really convinced with her project. But eventually, she grew on me, and everybody loves South Africa. The Miss World organization always loves South Africa,
Right.
so she's there. And of course, my favorite from Africa, Somalia.
Yes. You know what, Rafa? We have once again we have pretty much the same countries listed. I think we have 4. So I have Zambia because she's a doctor, and we know the Miss World organization loves doctors. It goes from the medical background. Uganda, I think she has a great project, and of course she was Beauty of the Purpose winner too. South Africa, I am a little bit. I will say I don't know. Maybe the judges don't see what I see in South Africa because I had the opportunity to interview on my YouTube channel, and she had a great personality. She's really outspoken. So maybe
Yeah,
she will shine in the final. Let's see. I know she hasn't done that well in the fast track, but let's see.
yeah,
I also have
yeah.
Somalia. Very inspirational. I think she has
You
such
can't
a,
miss you can't miss this face, George. Look at that
of course,
face.
so beautiful, and she's also very articulate and very well spoken. So I think
Mm.
Somalia will be there. This might be the first time. I don't know if it's wrong, or second time. I think Somalia joining Miss World, right?
Yeah,
Second time?
I think Somalia made the top
Did she?
40 last time
Yeah, I
in
think they
2020.
did.
Yeah, she
In
made the top 40.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
second time. And the last one from Africa, from Namibia, who previously
Hmm.
joined the Miss Universe pageant during Catriona's year. Surprisingly, she did not place, but I do think this will be her redemption era to come back and
Yes.
get a good placement in
Yeah.
the Miss World pageant. So
Yeah.
that's our top five. Let's move on to the
Okay.
Americas and the Caribbean, which is a very controversial one, Rafa, because a lot of the Latinos are not very happy, especially
No,
the
they're not.
performances. So tell me your
Because
top five.
I think so far Puerto Rico is the only Latin country to
Yeah,
have entered the top 40 slot.
that's
So
yes.
that could all change. So Americas and the Caribbean, my honorable mentions. Okay, Dominican Republic in the very beginning, I loved her, but for some reason her steam slowed down a bit, and she was talking too fast during the BWAP
Yeah.
conference. And then Venezuela, she exudes this old world glamour. Old people think, oh, she looks too old. She looks like she's in the 40s.
No,
But you know what? I don't
um,
think so. No,
no.
because something maybe her styling is a little bit old fashioned.
Yeah.
But when you look at her face close up, she looks like a movie star. She looks like a
Yes.
Hollywood classic
I think you mean
glamour
like old
star.
Hollywood look, right? Not necessarily mature, but it's just the styling, the way she presents, and she's a bit mature in terms of her presentation. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
It's not the physical
Exactly.
attribute. And yeah, I think that's great list. Anyone else who
So
missed out from there?
yes, after
Caribbean.
Venezuela,
Yes.
I'm gonna go with my hometown girl, USA. I love Athena Crosby. Okay, I don't care what people say about Athena. I think she's eloquent, she's beautiful, she's very humble, and it's just too bad that her project is not being, it's kind of like a little bit of underwhelming, but nevertheless, I'm hoping that she can still make the cut. After USA, Jamaica, I love Jamaica. Miss World Organization loves
They love
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yes.
Almost every year, Jamaica makes the cut, so I wouldn't be surprised if Jamaica doesn't make it. But she's not going to make it this. Well, she will make it this year because of her strong project. Okay,
Correct.
so
Yes.
and of course Martinique, who was a
Top
was one
model.
of the top two top
Yes.
model. Oh,
Yes.
she won the top
She
model for the
won top
Caribbean.
model. Yeah.
She won top model, yeah, and
Yeah.
she's beautiful. But I don't think she's in the right contest. She should either compete in Universe or Supranational.
I
Who
see
knows?
it. Yes.
In
Let's
a few
see.
years. So
Yeah.
my top five for the Americas, again in random order. Trinidad and Tobago, TNT people, your girl, Annalise is beautiful. She's amazing. She's phenomenal. And I can see TNT taking it all, believe it or not.
It's
If that
possible.
happens, it's gonna be the third mission, Miss Blue Crown. So, but
Yeah,
she's phenomenal. Okay, I love
she
her.
is.
And then Brazil. Okay, I was kind of like very uh indifferent about Brazil in the very beginning, but during the time, as time progresses, she has proven herself to
Yeah,
be competitive, to be beautiful. Again, she has this princess aura that
she
Miss World
does.
is looking for.
Yes.
So who knows? Maybe it could be Brazil winning
Yeah,
this year.
it's
Anything's
possible.
possible,
I mean,
you know?
they won, I think, Beauty the Purpose last year, right? And they were in top eight
They did.
finalists. So
And
it's
also
possible.
they won the Continental Queen for the Americas last
Correct.
year.
Correct. In
Yeah.
India. So it's possible. Yeah.
Exactly. So my third one is Puerto Rico. I think she's the most beautiful redhead in the entire competition. Her wardrobe is just amazing, phenomenal. I haven't seen any bad angle of Puerto Rico. I mean, something about her that exudes uh, ethereal beauty and warmth, at the same time. So I love Puerto Rico. Oh, I have totally ignored Paraguay. Like, where the hell did
Wasn't
this
she
girl
in the
come
Beauty
from?
with a Purpose, right? She was a finalist, top
Yes,
two for the Beauty with a
she was in
Purpose.
the top two. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Like, let me dig into social media and this is what I can find.
Yeah.
And then when I reviewed her Beauty with a Purpose video on her intro, oh my God, this girl has something special. So no wonder
Yeah.
they picked her. So Paraguay is going to be there for me, and of course Chile. Chile has always been my
Of
favorite.
course. Yeah.
Fernanda Lavandero. I think she has a great project. She's beautiful, tall, very articulate. So those are my top five for the Americas and the Caribbean. What about
Great
you? What
choices. Great
about you?
choices. I think only one country did not make my top five. So I am being a bit more strict, a bit more lenient in my top selection. So the only country I do not have in the list is Chile from the top five you just mentioned. So I
Okay.
have Venezuela. Once again, I think Venezuela has been just underrated by the fans. I think like a lot of people are kind of like attacking her because she's not the typical Miss Venezuela that we often see. That is like, very like put together, like almost like a Barbie, and she's a little bit more in the old Hollywood glamour look, which is like you said previously. So I like her though. Her outfits are really beautiful.
Hmm.
USA. I know you don't have her in the top five, but you have her in top 10, I believe. The USA. I know she's not shining as well as I expected. I don't know why. She has done so much philanthropy, so much humanitarian work. I did expect her to get at least a place in maybe Beauty the Purpose or even head to head, which she did not place in either of them. So I was a bit disappointed, but she's there. TNT, I mean, of course, the Queen, Nicki Minaj's country, the island girls are
Right.
always doing proud, at least in the Miss World pageant. I think they also have a Miss Universe, right? Two Miss Universe from
They have
TNT,
two
right?
Miss Universes.
Right.
Yeah. Wendy
So
Fitzwilliams, one of them. Yeah.
and she's fabulous. I love her accent and like how she presents herself. So
Me too.
TNT
Yeah.
is always has to be in the list for me, especially for Miss World. Puerto Rico, and it's a small island, but this country knows how to do pageantry. Maybe it's in the
Yes.
DNA, the culture they have, but just Puerto Rico, and it's like a country that has like what 3 million people. It's like very small, it's extremely small in
It's,
terms of
you know
population.
what? There are more Puerto Ricans in New York City than there are in Puerto Rico.
Wow, that's an
Yes.
interesting fact. I mean, it makes
Mhm.
sense because they are. I think are they U.S. citizens? I know they are part of the
Yes, they
U.S.
are. Because
Right?
yeah, they're
Yeah,
part of it's the territory of the US. Yeah.
correct. It's like Guam, right? It's like overseas
Yes.
territories. But like, yeah, I think Puerto Rico is fabulous, and like you said, I think this year we have three redheads. Scotland behind is also redhead, and the new Miss England is also redhead. So I think we have three,
Oh, of course.
which
Of
is quite
course. Yeah,
rare
Charlotte.
to see in the Miss
Yes.
Full pageant. I know we have like 100 contestants, but we usually don't see that many redhead. So I think I like Puerto Rico as well. It's like a Little Mermaid. Disney had a Little Mermaid movie. If they had to redo it, I think Puerto Rico should be the new yeah, Ariel for the Little
Wait,
Mermaid.
has there ever been a redhead Miss World? I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to recall, remember. I don't think
Not
so. Oh,
no.
maybe not. No? Okay.
We have
Maybe
to
just my
like go
memory.
to the archive and like check on Julia because he is the
Yeah.
one who knows about this. We have to contact like, hey Julia, like, is there a redhead Miss World?
Yeah.
But yeah, Puerto Rico is there. And the last one from the Americas and the Caribbean for me is Brazil, which no surprise, she's absolutely intelligent. I love her. Beauty the purpose. She's a teacher. She like literature, like knowledge is everything. So for me, she'll be that. So let's move on to our last continental group, which probably is the most trickiest for both of us because we also come from that group, which is the Asia and the Oceania. Tell me, who
Yes.
is your favorites?
Okay, so I think a lot of Filipinos will not like this, but uh, Philippines is just an honorable mention for me. I don't think I think Krishna is giving her all, but I think I'm still convinced she's in the wrong pageant. I think she needs to compete in Miss Universe, where she will get a lot of support and exposure. She's doing a great job as far as presenting herself. I believe
Right.
she's very eloquent. We all saw her video, her projects, and of course, her wardrobe is just as luxurious as that of
It
Puerto
is.
Rico. It's just beautiful. So I think for me, she will only go as far as top 40. So Philippines for me, Nepal is another strong girl, but for some reason, something is lacking about Nepal. But I
Yeah.
think she's going to be there.
Okay.
Myanmar, one of the youngest girls in the competition,
Yep.
but she got nervous during her presentation. She started getting emotional and she started singing. To me, once you lose your composure on stage, that's it. But I think she can still make the cut.
I think she will be there. Yeah.
Yeah, Malaysia. I love Malaysia. I think she's beautiful. She's her project is just phenomenal,
Yeah.
and I just love Malaysian girls for some reason. Malaysian queens are just phenomenal. They're super.
They
I
they
love these
won
girls.
Miss was it Miss Charm, right? Last year. But they had like an Indian Malaysian girl with a beautiful
Yes.
dark skin tone. So yeah, given the right
Mhm.
opportunity and chance, I think Malaysia is shining because I know it's quite an
I
underrated
think they
country
will.
in
Yeah.
pageantry, but they are
Yeah.
shining a bit more, maybe from Miss Charm. We'll slightly see them getting the crowns as
Little
well.
push.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just needs a bit of a nudge because I know they have not done that well in Miss Universe. They have just recently started placing, I think after like 50 years. I forgot the exact number. But I think Sandra Lim was the second Malaysian to place ever in Miss Universe pageant. That is historical. So maybe
Well, in Miss World, I think was it 1997
I
when
think they
they
were
placed second runner-up?
second runner-up, if I'm not wrong. There was a
Yeah, I think
Malaysian
so.
Chinese girl with a like a black dress,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong.
With like short hair.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Yes, I forgot the
Beautiful.
name,
Yeah.
but she was
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And the other one is Japan. I have Japan. She wasn't anywhere in my radar, but when I saw her
Right.
videos, when I, saw her presentation and stuff and everything, I was like blown away. So I think Japan is going to be there. So, all right. So my top five in random order in Asia
All
and
right.
Oceania, Thailand, George, ever since
Mm.
Suchata was
So good.
dethroned by
Yeah.
Miss Universe, I started heavily campaigning for her, to be Miss World and so forth and
Mm.
so on. She hasn't disappointed me. I think
Yeah.
her performance has been very, very consistent. People love her. I just hope the fact that she crossed over from Miss Universe to Miss World is not going to be an obstacle for her winning the Blue Crown.
Yeah.
I can only hope. Like Namibia, it's a
Namibia.
crossover
Yeah.
from
And
Miss
also
Universe.
last year's first runner-up, Lebanon. She also went from Miss Universe to Miss World. I know she did not win the Blue Crown, but she still got a really high placement. So it is possible for Thailand. If
Right.
not win, maybe top four, top eight. I think it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe a continental queen, who
Yeah.
knows?
If Miss World ages.
The other
Yeah.
girl is Vietnam. Okay, so yesterday I was like, cruising her. I was like stalking her
Yeah.
Instagram account. Okay, so I can never pronounce Vietnamese names because I think they're very difficult, they're
It
very
is extremely
challenging.
hard. Yes.
So I don't even want to make an attempt to pronounce because I don't want to like offend the Vietnamese people. But I'm gonna just Nguyen. Nguyen is a very common Vietnamese name.
That's the last name. Yeah.
So, but I love her. She has something about her face that's very angelic, and she's tall, thin,
Yes.
very model-esque, and I just love her face. And of course, her project is good, is very good, and I
It
think
is.
it's also very relevant. So I see Vietnam making the top five. Another one is Turkey. I think you and I both like
We both
Turkey.
like Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah. We both have in
Turkey.
top five. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a doctor. I love her. I love her project, which is raising awareness for breast cancer and cervical cancer, which is very, very relevant and significant. So expect Turkey to be there. Homegirl, India. Okay, in the beginning, I thought she was just okay, but the more I listen to her, the more I see
Right.
her, even though her project is kind of not unique in its own
Mm.
way, but something about her that screams, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm the right girl. I'm the right Miss World. Although I don't think they're gonna crown an Indian girl on home turf. And not only that, but India has had what, six Miss Worlds, I think, so far.
Yeah. She'll be the
So
seventh if she wins. I think they have
yeah,
six
she
queens.
might
Yeah.
she might get the Continental Queen Award,
It's possible.
but
Yes.
other than that, I think she's very competitive and I think she's beautiful. And if she wins, I'll be happy. I'll be happy for India. And of course, my favorite from Asia is Indonesia. Monica has okay. I think you and I discussed about this because her project is kind of like similar to the past projects of past Indonesian queens,
Yeah.
but when you focus on her project, something is her delivery. There's more substance in her project, and I like the way they produced her video as well because you can feel her sincerity actually coming out of
Yeah.
that video,
And
coming out of
it's
this.
funny you say that because when you watch the videos, a lot of the girls are doing like glammed up with the like big hair, like doing glammed makeup. She went with no makeup and was drenched,
Yes,
wet in the rainfall. Like when it was storming, I know she was
yes.
supplying water, like clean water, drinking water for the villagers. But at the same time, when she was moving and transporting the pipes, it was literally raining and storming. Usually girls will just
Yeah.
run away. Like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going
Yeah,
home. Yeah.
she could have had an accident, like doing
Yeah.
that, like carrying
But
that pipe thing, that
but
very
she
heavy
was so
thing.
like brave and courageous to say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure like they get the water. So I really gave her hats off to her because she's really brave and the hard work and dedication paid off because she won beauty the purpose. So Indonesia is doing
Um,
really well. Yeah.
and also too, like earlier this morning, I was checking their, they're having breakfast. The girls from the Asia and Oceania, they were having breakfast around the table, and the camera would like zoom each girl, and they focus on Indonesia's face. Again, no makeup, but something so. Okay, she's a princess. Okay, she's officially to me, she's officially a princess. Princess Monica. Okay, Princess
Right.
Monica of Indonesia. She's a princess. Amazing. I think she looks prettier without makeup
Yeah,
because
I agree.
something about her face that's already naturally beautiful,
Yeah.
and the way she speaks, she's just so a lot. She has a lot of poise. She's very charismatic, and she just gets along with everybody in her group. Everybody loves Monica. Everybody loves Indonesia. So. Okay, Indonesia has not won Miss World. All right. I think if she's lucky, I think it's time for Indonesia to win its first blue crown. And if that happens, I'll be celebrating with 3 bottles of champagne and 2 bags of potato chips or whatever, you know. So so I hope, but you know, anything can happen.
Anything is possible. It's
Anything
Miss
can
World.
happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. What
All
about
right.
you, George?
So I'm just going to make a brief top five and then we go to the top 20. Okay. So my top five from Asia and Oceania, I have Vietnam. Very cute. I really think, like you said, very angelic, ethereal, very cutesy. I don't know if will go to other pageants, but Miss International, they just won. Vietnam is the reigning queen. Maybe after
Yeah.
2, 3 years, try for Miss International. Turkey, of course, she's a doctor, goes from medical background. I think I've said this like time and time again. They do really well at Miss World pageant. I think Madam Julia probably has Turkey as one of the favorites. I'm pretty sure. Then I have Thailand, and Opal just has a sweetheart. Like I know she had very short, like less than I think 3 weeks to go from Miss Universe to Miss World. She has very short preparation, but she's doing really well. And she did I think top eight, yeah, or top two in
Mhm.
Asia for the head-to-head challenge. So I think she's performed really well. I have Indonesia and I have India. So those are the two remaining Asian countries.
Okay, so I'd rank them actually. So my number 20 is France, number 19 is Chile, number 18 is Estonia, 17 Namibia, 16 Jamaica, 15 South Africa.
So Germany, I really like that she's really confident. Like I said previously, that she's a bit of a dark horse in the competition. I did not really have an expectation because when there's 100 contestants, there's only so many girls you could really look up to. So she really surprised me, and I think that she has empathy, kindness, and one thing I really liked about her is that she speaks 10 languages. So she
I
speaks
know.
German, Spanish, English, French, Italian, Portuguese, Hindi, Urdu, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, Arabic, Burmese, Indonesian, and a little bit of Turkish. I think that's more than 10. I think that's like 12. That is a
Talk
lot of
about
languages.
talk about being a polyglot.
Yeah, I think she could be a global ambassador after the Miss World pageant. And I
Sure.
think there's a trend with the Miss World winners and the contestants that they go on to do bigger things and become like an ambassador or politician because Botswana, the last year's top four in the Miss World Festival, is now a politician in our country. That's remarkable, don't you think? In a short
Exactly.
achievement. So I think
Yes.
Germany will be
Mhm.
there. So in my
Yes.
19th spot, I have Somalia, which I know you might be like, why do you have Somalia so far away?
Shame on you, George.
Okay,
Shame.
let me give you my explanation. So I really like her background. First of all, so she has a degree in aviation and airport management, and she's now working helping the children's support workers. And her goal, aspiration, is to be an ambassador. So previously, like I said, a lot of Miss World contestants do tend to do that. My only concern is her beauty to purpose. I think this might be a little bit too ambitious. And for Miss World pageant, I don't know if they will be able to fight against this issue, which is such a big stigma of
Yeah. Mhm.
FGM. And I think that Miss World attracts a lot of the conservative countries who do practice this as part of the tradition. So I think this might be a bit too
Mhm.
much for the Miss World pageant. So I'm a bit hesitant to put her a bit further. That's because that's my only reason. But except that,
Okay.
except the Beauty of the Powers project, I think rest of them she's fabulous. My 18th spot, I have Miss Venezuela, Valeria. So she and I have something in common. So is a fashion designer, and she made a lot of her outfits. So you talk about her clothing, right,
I
and the
didn't know
fashion.
that.
So
No, I
she
didn't know.
has a
No.
background in fashion, and she did make a lot of her
Ah,
outfits. So for me, anyone who can make or sew and use a sewing machine, you get an extra point just for that because it takes so
yes.
much time. It takes like weeks just to make one evening
Yeah.
gown.
It's
Yeah.
fashion sustainability. Yeah.
Correct. So I really like that she's using her talent to present it in the Miss World stage. Um, and I think she's improving slowly. I think gradually she's getting there because I know at the early stage she did not place in any fast track. Then she placed in top eight at the top models. So we're seeing slowly a sneak peek with her and Martinique placing in the top two for the Americas. My 17th spot, I have Miss France. So Agatha, she has a background in nursing and she's a content creator and a model. I think she's absolutely beautiful, but I don't think she's at the right pageant. I think she should go for Miss Universe or Supranational,
Were
something
you
else.
were you
Miss
the one who
France.
made the comparison that she looks like Iris Mittenar?
That's me. Yep. I see
Were
a
you
little
okay?
bit of
Yeah.
Iris. Like
They could be
something about
sisters.
her.
They could be sisters.
They
Yeah.
could be sisters. And I think that France, okay, this might be controversial. I'm not a huge fan of the recent Miss France. French people do not come to attack me. But if they had sent someone like Agatha or like Miss France World to Miss Universe, I think chances of them getting higher placement is much higher than the
Yes.
reigning Miss France. Nothing against her,
Mhm.
beautiful woman. I'm sure she's very well spoken, but I would rather see a bit more model-esque girls like Miss
Well,
France.
like the first runner-up from 2019, Ophélie,
Yes,
Miss Unicorn. She was a
correct.
beautiful,
Yes,
very princess-like. So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, friends, listen to George.
Yeah, Miss France organization, do not come to attack me, but I think that maybe just sending girls that are a bit more, that they have that presence on stage, that
Yeah.
not just speaking wise, but also the like the runway stage presentation. I think that is also really acquired for the new era of the Miss Universe. Look at Denmark. She is not the best
Hmm.
speaker, but she's fabulous in terms of swimsuit and evening gown performance. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, let's move on to the 16th spot. Vietnam. Okay, difficult name to say. I will call her Quinn. I hope that's the right way of saying it. So
Win?
she
Yeah.
Quinn, I think that's the first name. She's really
Yeah.
ethereal, elegant, very princess vibes, very perfect for the Miss World pageant. She has compassionate, a close friendship with a lot of the Asian contestants. I don't know if you noticed it, but when they announced Turkey as the winner of head-to-head challenge for Asia and Oceania, did you notice Miss Vietnam was crying her hearts out? She was bawling so much. She was literally like so sad and crying for Thailand not making the head to head. Did you see it?
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
No.
there's a
No.
viral video of Miss Vietnam. I think it was Indonesia and New Zealand, if I'm not wrong. There's a blonde girl there too. So they were like all huddling up, like
Okay.
hugging Opal, just giving her like it's fine, like just encouraging her, and I thought it was really sweet because that shows,
Sisterhood. Yeah.
yeah, sisterhood, a friendship. So it shows that she has a good character,
Heart. She
empathy,
has a good
good
heart.
heart. So I like Vietnam. 15th spot goes to Miss Spain, Karina. She's a cabin crew. She's studying tourism and she's also learning sign language. So I saw her social
Yes.
media and I was
Yes.
really
Mhm.
impressed with her, expressing herself through sign language and also advocacy, which she is in the top 8 for Beauty of the Purpose. It is about teaching sign language and talking about the importance and understanding the inclusion of the deaf community. So I think she's really great. She's also, I believe,
Mhm.
top 5 for the head-to-head challenge. So it shows that she's good at public speaking. And I think Spain will be a dark in the competition. I
Yeah,
think,
she's one of the biggest surprises, I think.
yeah, a lot of people are not expecting much from
Surprise to me.
Spain, but even I did not really have much of expectation. But going into the competition, she is doing really well, performing extremely well. So I think Spain could be a pleasant surprise, going even further than the placement I've given her. Then in my 14th spot, I have Miss USA, Athena. She has a degree in communication and journalism, and she is a jack of all trades because she has done everything. She has, I think, like 15 years experience of doing philanthropy. Project is called ADRX, which is my brother Adrian's story, deeply personal campaign, which was inspired by her brother who has autism. So for me, I get
Mhm.
really like touched when girls do project
Yes.
that is relating to
Especially when it's personal
family.
to you. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that is really touching and it's something that shows it's real, it's genuine. It's not fake, that she's not only doing it for the pageant. So I think
No, because
USA will be
she
there.
like what you
Mhm.
said, she's been doing it for years,
I
even
think
before she
15 years.
you know,
Yeah. 1 5
yeah.
15. So that's quite a long
Yeah.
commitment. And I know she's going to do it after the Miss World pageant, regardless she wins or not. So for me, that is, she
Mhm.
gets a huge respect just for being just loyal to the project. My
Exactly.
13th place, I have Miss Namibia, Selma. She has performed extremely well. She has placed in 3 fast tracks. So that's the winner of top model, top 8 for head to head, top 32 for sports. Yeah, she has this magical quality about her when she speaks. I notice her immediately, and that's a star quality to have. So I don't know if she's into acting, but I see a bright future her as an actress because she seems quite expressive and she has that Hollywood look. So she has improved a lot. I think we mentioned
Mhm.
that previously in Miss Universe she did not perform as well as expected, but I think this will be a redemption for Miss Namibia to excel at the Miss World competition. Yeah.
Agree.
Uh, Miss Thailand. So okay, so people be surprised that I have Thailand so like backwards.
Low.
She's in my low in the top 12. So I have Opal Sujata. She is really regal, very queenly aura, suitable for the Miss World pageant through her Opal for Her project that she started 5 years ago after being diagnosed with breast cancer at age 16. So just the incredible work that she has went through in just 16, a teenager. That's technically a
It's
kid.
impressive.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it shows that she has learned so much and learned a lot about the life experiences that a lot of people will not have until they're like 40s, 50s, or a lot older. So for me, that just she gets a lot of respect from me, and gratitude. I think she's doing incredible, helping a lot of women getting free checkup for, especially in Thailand, for Thai women who are going through this journey, which is sometimes kind of lonely to go through because
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
unless you have family support or moral support, it's quite
Hmm.
depressing to go through. So I think that she's incredible work. The only reason I have her quite low is she has not been performing as well as I was expecting her to. She did not place in top model. She did not place in beauty with purpose. She only plays in head to head. So I have a bit of a concern that
Yeah.
maybe she might not make it that far because of the performance that we have seen so far. Because she only plays
Does
in
she have
head
any,
to head,
did she place in she okay, she didn't place in talent. Was she even did she qualify for talent? No.
nothing, just head to
Okay.
head.
Mhm.
So a lot of Thai
Okay.
fans are also a little bit similar to my thinking that they think maybe Thailand might not make that far. So yeah, let's see what happens. But if she places higher,
Yeah.
great. But
Hmm.
at the moment, I have her in the top 12. Then the next one I have in the 11th spot, Miss Puerto Rico. So she's a science teacher. She has completed a degree in biology. She's actually studying to be a master's in medical technology with a minor in education. She's extremely smart, extremely talented, very versatile. And she also won Beauty with a Purpose. So that says that Madame Julia has been noticing Miss Puerto Rico
Yes.
and her
Hmm.
incredible work that she has done. So her campaign is dedicated towards making inclusive and compassionate society across Puerto Rico. I think she's doing really well. I think she might place actually higher than what I've given her, but that's the place that I've given her. So the top 11.
Uganda, to me, I think Uganda, to be honest, she's like the strongest girl from Africa. I mean, the only reason why I prefer Somalia over Uganda is because, again, of her Somalia's story and
Yeah.
the impact that she made because of her project. Okay, so my number 10 is Ireland. Uh, I think ever since she was crowned Miss Ireland, I
Yeah.
said to myself, this she could win Miss World because of her beauty alone, based on her facial beauty alone. And then my number 9 is Trinidad and Tobago. I think she is the best girl from the Caribbean. And again, beautiful. It screams beauty queen all
Yeah.
over the place. Number 8 is Zambia. I think maybe she's not your princess type, but when she speaks, when she opens her mouth, she's just you just want to listen to her
Yes.
all day long. I mean, she has this very commanding voice about her, and she's also very humble. I noticed that when Enrique interviewed her. So I thought Zambia is fabulous. Number 7, I think. Well, I gave Thailand a higher placement than
Slightly
you
higher.
did, only
Yeah.
because only because she's one of my sentimental favorites.
Right.
Okay, not because of what happened between her and Nawat, but only because I think she deserves a good top place, in the competition. And then above her is Vietnam. I think Vietnam to me is the second best Asian contestant.
All
So
right.
those are for me. Yeah.
What about your fifth place?
The fifth place is Spain.
Spain. What do you
Because
like
not
about
only I
Spain?
think she is the strongest. If you want to talk about dark horses, I think
Yeah.
Spain is the most surprising dark horse of this competition. She just came out of nowhere. And
I'm
then
with
I
you.
think it was I think it was her strategy. She waited until the right moment
Yeah.
to show her best, and the organization and the judges noticed it. So yeah,
Yeah.
she played her strategy very well.
Yeah, I mean it's a very tricky strategy because I heard Mr. Mama Jonas likes to do this for her Miss Universe Philippines contestants, which doesn't really work. I think it depends on the candidate. It may
It
work
depends,
for
yes.
some contestants, but not for everyone. I think know when to
Mhm.
peak does not really work, at least for me. Like unless you're very committed to that, like Spain. But I think you should be shining from day one because it's Miss World. And the moment you land in the host country, you're being judged by the chaperone, like, the assistant of the Miss World organization. So I think you should be consistent. 10 to 5th place. So my 10th place is Miss India, Nandini Gupta. She's a host delegate, but I will give her the props that she is an incredible speaker. She was
She
really well
is.
spoken during the head-to-head challenge, which did surprise me that she did not place in the head-to-head challenge. I thought she would at least get top 5 best in Asia. So, but she did win top model. So I guess this was the Miss World organization way of saying, you know what, we'll still give her an award. But I think she should at least made the head-to-head challenge. She is Her beauty purpose, like I said, it is a bit more on the simple side. It's it's kind of done, but how she presented that beauty purpose was quite magical. She talked about her uncle who has thing like a disability, and she wants to help them make sure that people with special needs are not being marginalized, especially in a big country like India. I think they are the most populated country at the moment, beating
Oh
China. So
yeah, over
they have tons
1.4
of
billion.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
Mhm.
her advocating for people with special needs and talking for the people, voice people who do not have the voice for the voiceless, that is a testament that she is an incredible woman. And I'm sure she's going to do great work after the Miss World pageant. A lot of the Miss
Mhm.
Indias, Miss World Indias have done incredible, philanthropic work.
Do
Like
you think do you think she'll try at Bollywood?
it's possible. Isn't the Miss World of 2017 Manshi Chilla? Hasn't she acted
Yes.
in a movie, if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, she's very
It's
active
coming
in
soon.
Bollywood. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Bollywood.
doing
Yeah.
very well.
I think it's
Yeah.
possible because a lot of them is for, like, of course, Aishwarya Rai, right? Priyanka Chopra. I don't know about the other ones, but those two have been quite successful. And like Priyanka
Mhm.
has even entered the Hollywood. She's
Yeah,
everywhere.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's possible. But I think India is definitely doing a lot. It's not because she's a host country. It's just that she is quite intelligent, and
Yes.
yeah, I think she has a very girl
She's
next
very
door.
strong.
Yeah, so I
Hmm.
think India will be in the top 10 for me. The next one I have South Africa. Okay, originally I had South Africa as my Miss World, but she has slightly gone lower in my list at the number 9. The reason behind it is because she has not done that well in the fast track events. She's not placed in the was it Beauty the Purpose, and also did she place in head to head? I think she did. Anyway, so yeah, she has a very like old school, like old Hollywood look with a blend of Rolene, Miss World 2014, with a slight touch of Demi, Miss Universe 2017. She has dynamics. I know you said she's quite young. That is true. She is, I
Yeah.
think, 19. She just turned
She's
19.
19.
So she
Yeah.
is one of the youngest contestants, but I think she's quite mature for her age. She has been doing the social work since I think she was 15, so she went like a few years ago.
Okay.
So she has this track record of doing philanthropic work, humanitarian work. So for me, she got extra points on that merit, like making sure that she's not just doing it for the sake of doing it. She's actually means it, and also I think she talked about visiting orphanage, and it really inspired her to help even more people through her Beauty of the Pubs project. So I think she's doing incredible. I do want her to push a bit more. She needs to notch that energy a little bit more, maybe drink some energy drink. Because a lot of the African contestants are so strong. By
Very,
better,
yeah, very energetic.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think African girls do much better in Miss World than Miss Universe because Miss Universe is kind of like South Africa. That's it. But I think Miss World, we get the other African countries shine. So that is the only reason I have her in my number 9 spot. But good luck to South Africa. In my 8th spot, I have Turkey. So we did mention she's a medical doctor, and one thing I really like about her is that she's working towards finding the medicine for cancer. I know we talk about a lot of the girls have cancer as
Good
their
luck with that one.
Beauty the Purpose. It is
Yeah.
extremely difficult. So it's going to be quite challenging. But for just having that courage to say, you know what, I'm trying to find a cure to cancer, that takes a lot of courage. And it's going to be really difficult at the moment,
Yeah.
knowing, and she's, I think, working in the US, if not wrong. Is she in the
Yes.
US? Yeah,
Hmm.
she's working there
No, she's in the
essentially.
US. Yeah.
So there is
Yeah.
technology and advancement, but it's
A
extremely
lot of money too. A
difficult.
lot of research funds and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she has the right mindset and she's quite headstrong. She won head to head challenge. That shows she's a leader. So we cannot ignore Turkey. She will be there. Will she win? That's a good question. I'm not sure, but I think she'll be in the top 8. So the top
Yes.
2 for Asia. Then moving on to the 7th place, I have Wales. So Millie May Adams. She is so cute, by the way. Every time I do a post, she always comments. She's the first one to comment to say thank you so much. And for me, that shows gratitude, appreciation, and a really
Acknowledge.
kind,
Yeah.
yeah, acknowledgement. Because I
Hmm.
mean, you don't. Not everyone has to do it. I get it. When you have like 1 million followers, you don't have to do it. But it just shows that pageant pages are doing so much work that just to saying thank you, it goes a long way. And for me, she always does that.
Hmm.
That shows that she has a good personality. She's just so friendly, and I just like that. And of course,
You
I
know
really
her.
go on.
You know her old roommate was Milla, Millie and Milla.
Miss England.
Milla, Miss England. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
really?
Millie. Her
Yeah,
name
they
is
have
Millie,
very similar names. I got a bit confused. That's what I was like,
Milla May
yeah.
and Mella.
Yeah, I mean, it's a neighboring country. It's right next to England, so it makes sense. But I do like Wales. She has done incredible work through her Beauty with a Purpose, which is about prevention of the victims of the knife crime. Which I don't know,
Mhm.
Rafa, if you have been to England, especially the UK.
I was there
Knife
in
crime
November
is
2011.
yeah, it's
Yes.
extremely common, and especially among the teenagers, extremely common because we don't have, we cannot
Yeah.
carry this in the
Yeah.
UK. So it's just really sad.
It
But I'm
needs to
happy.
change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really need to have more concrete law for the government for
Hmm.
the perpetrator, the criminals who do this, because it happens so often, and a lot of the victims are like teenagers, like school students.
Hmm.
So it's quite sad to see that. But her project is doing really relevant social work. So I think she's
Hmm.
incredible. So, and she placed in Beauty with the Purpose and the Head to Head. So good job to Wales. My sixth place is Miss Brazil, Jessica Pedroso. So she's currently studying languages and literature. She's a teacher.
Hmm.
She teaches English. And then one thing I really like about her is the beauty of the purpose. It's called the beauty of being imperfect. I think that is such a good title. And it is about giving education. And it says that she has given scholarship to, I think, 6 students in Brazil. So that's great. That's, when you teach, you empower children, they'll go on to empower even more people. It's kind of like a ripple effect,
Hmm.
right? So I think she's done extremely well. And I think we said a lot of great things about Brazil. She'll be there.
Yeah,
And my
Brazilian girls do very well in this world every
yeah.
year.
And the last one I have is Miss Zambia. There's something about Zambia. It's not the traditional beauty queen. Like she has a very much like a girl next door, almost like you could be friends with her. But when she speaks,
She's very Miss America for me.
that's it. That's the
Yes,
right
very Miss
word.
America. Yeah.
Yeah, but when she speaks, she's unstoppable, she's unshakable,
Mhm.
and she commanded that presence during the head-to-head challenge. And of course, she did incredible. So I think Zambia will be there. So she is a dark horse. So let's move on to our final top four. So who is the top four?
So you mean my third runner-up? My third runner-up, I think, is going to be Brazil. Okay. Even though I love Jessica, I know Brazil has been very consistent in the
Yep.
last few years, but I don't think they're gonna crown Brazil this year. It's just my gut feeling. But
Okay.
she's gonna win the Continental Queen for the Americas.
Miss World
Okay,
Americas.
I
So
think,
back to
yeah, for
back
the
for
Americas.
Brazil. Yeah.
Yeah, back to back. My second runner-up, I'm going to give it to Wales, only because of her background that you and I discussed.
Yes.
And Wales, Welsh girls are doing very, very well in the
Correct.
last 3, 4 years editions and stuff. So she's probably going to win the Continental Queen for Europe. I think
Yeah.
she's my favorite for the Continental Queen of Europe. My first runner-up, the best from Africa is Somalia. Okay. I know you disagree, but I think she's going to be amazing. She will make an amazing continental queen for Africa. And like what you said, her project could be very controversial, and it's going to be very hard to promote it, especially in the African countries where this practice of FGM is still being performed. So that's my only concern. But nevertheless, I see her in the top two. And of course, my favorite. I've changed my favorites, like in many times since I changed my underwear. But this year, I think Miss World 2025 is going to be Indonesia, Monica, because for all the reasons that I mentioned earlier, I think the whole world will love her. I can see her traveling from one country to another and, receiving all this queenly reception from everybody, the warmth and the affection of all the people. And like, again, her project is one of the most sincere, genuine, and amazing beauty with the purpose projects. Uh, you know, and I think so if Indonesia doesn't win, I probably will cry for a few days. But whatever happens, it's really God's if it's your destiny to win, it's your
Yeah.
destiny to win, and I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. So
That's
praying
fantastic.
that
Yeah.
she wins.
And I'm sure she has 2 million Indonesian fans,
Oh yeah.
supporters, because they have a big population. I think it's like fourth largest in terms of population in the world. All
Hmm.
right, so here is the dreaded moment that I have to review my top four. My third runner-up. Also, the Queen of the Americas and the Caribbean goes to Miss Trinidad and Tobago. Anna Lees, she's a civil engineer and she has masters in building sustainability. And one thing I really like about her is that she's using her background in sports and in a healthy lifestyle as part of Beauty the Purpose. She talks about how it's important to, yes, it is important to have good mental health, but it's also important to be physically healthy. And I've noticed that because I'm not saying this to promote my weight loss journey, but the last year I've lost about 10 kgs. And I feel it has really helped me in terms of my mindset because I used to feel quite sad off, be emotional, like my emotional, used to go like levels used to go high and low. But now that I've lost so much weight, I feel so good. And what she says is true.
Yeah.
When you feel like physically fit, you start to
Hmm.
think, okay, everything is going to good, like good things
Yes.
are going to happen. And what she said,
Hmm.
I completely agree with her. So her beauty the purpose, it is helping a lot of people in her party island, like Wendy like to say, Miss Universe, the party island of Trinidad and Tobago. So I think she'll be there. She's incredibly talented, well versed, and she also placed in I think four out of the fast track events. So she will
Hmm.
definitely be there, and I'm really
For
happy
sure.
she
No
has been picked.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the third runner-up and the Queen of Europe goes to Miss Ireland, Jasmine Gerhardt. I think she is fabulous. One thing I really like about her is she works for the human rights and the legal advice for the Court of Justice. And she works in the European law and the human rights, and she wants to be a diplomat. So, like we said many times, Miss World candidates are diplomats, ambassadors. They're doing incredible work for the countries after the Miss World pageants. So for me, I see a bright future for Miss Ireland. She looks like a Hollywood star. I don't know if she wants to do acting, but if that's what she wants, go for it. But more than important, I think she's doing great diplomatic work. And for me, that is the whole purpose of being a Miss World, is being a global ambassador to spread the message of peace, unity, and she's doing a great job. My
Hmm.
first runner-up and the Queen of Africa goes to Miss Uganda. So the reason I picked Natasha is when she talked about a Beauty the Purpose project, it touched my heart. And I am a ruthless person, by the way. I do not get emotional easily. But when she was talking about how difficult it is for her brother to, especially in an African country where it's still quite stigmatized regarding people with autism or people with special needs, and he gets bullied quite often, and it was quite difficult for them. And they even said, I think, like he has some kind of witchcraft or like black magic, and people
Yes.
wanted to like
Hmm.
hurt him. That is like devastating to listen to, that people still have to go through those suffering just because of lack of education. So her project is about educating those people, spreading awareness that yes, you may have special needs, but they have special power. And I think that is so empowering to listen to a beauty queen talking the message of that. So I think she's a dark in the competitions. She's extremely intelligent, well spoken, and she's my queen of Africa. And she could even win Miss World,
And
but
you're,
that is
yeah.
reserved for one contestant, which is, if you have already figured out by now, there's one contestant I haven't talked about. So the Miss World 2025 is Miss Indonesia. Monica, she has a
Woohoo!
degree in mechanical engineering. She's also working as a banker and a public speaker in environmental sustainability. And like we mentioned, I absolutely love a Beauty with a Purpose project of providing clean drinking access to clean drinking water to a remote village in Indonesia. And it's a very simple project on paper, but when you do it effectively, it helps
It's
hundreds of
hard.
people. Yes, and it's a one
Yes.
thing I liked about the project is it is sustainable. So this is something she could carry on doing after the Miss World pageant.
Mhm.
The moment you give them water, these people can have better life quality, better health.
Yes.
Because
Mhm.
did you see the video? People were drinking
Yes.
dirty water the
Dirty
same way they
water.
were
Yeah.
washing the body, washing the clothes. It's just
Yes.
extremely
Hmm.
contaminated with so many
Yeah.
diseases. So she's helping a lot of people. And I think, yes, there were some people saying, isn't this something that's done? It is done, but it is sustainable. And we have to keep that in mind. That's the key word. For the Miss World,
Yeah.
Madam Julia is looking for an effective, personable, Beauty the Purpose project that could help a lot of people. And I think this is something that she was extremely smart with.
Her project is so relevant.
Yeah.
I can just imagine different government organizations actually supporting her
Yes.
project and, implementing this project everywhere in Indonesia and everywhere around the world, for that
Yes.
matter. So yeah, and when you talk about community, when you look at a project, it
Yeah,
speaks volumes. It is
right.
about community, not just one person, two people,
Mm,
but the entire community. So
mm.
bravo, Indonesia, for a great Beauty with a Purpose project. So
Yes, and of course, she's extremely talented. As the winner of the fast track event, she won the talent and the Beauty of the Purpose project.
right,
So,
piano.
yeah, I think it's about time we get in Indonesia the flowers they deserve. They have been placing for 11 years. This is the longest streak in the Miss World, at least in the recent
Can you
years.
imagine? Wow, can you imagine?
11
That's a
years, yes,
long time.
yes. So I think
I
Madam
think
Julia
this is it. This
would
is the year for
this is
Indonesia.
the year for Indonesia from Miss World organization to give the blue crown. They have worked really hard. They have got so many beautiful
Mhm.
purpose winners too. So I think it's about time Indonesia finally gets the blue crown. So it's kind of funny. We usually don't agree with the same choices, but both of us have Indonesia as the Miss World 2025. So congratulations,
Bravo,
Indonesia.
congratulations. Let's hope. Let's cross our
Let's hope.
fingers. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I think
Now,
there's go on.
are there like countries that you think could pull a surprise?
I think
People hardly
Uganda. I
think about
feel Uganda might be a surprise Miss World. The reason,
no, countries that we did not
oh,
mention.
did I mention? Okay,
Oh, yeah, that could
okay. We both not talk about Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, which is
Cote
kind of
d'Ivoire.
surprise. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
I think she'll be in top 40 because she
I
placed in
think
top
so too.
one. Yeah,
She could be top 40, yeah.
and also,
Uh,
what about Sri Lanka?
What about Suriname?
Suriname is
Suriname,
okay. Like I
she
didn't
was,
really like
yeah,
her video, but she's good at speaking. The head-to-head challenge.
she's a
Yeah,
good speaker and she was very surprising on stage. So
yeah,
that really, impressed me.
yeah.
Um, I'm thinking, what about Colombia?
I think
No?
Colombia's in the wrong pageant. I know you like Colombia, but I think she should go for Miss Grand. She just
Okay.
has such an exotic, like very like when you think of Miss Grand, I think of Miss Colombia,
Mhm.
and they did
And
really
another
well.
one,
Uh-huh.
yeah, another girl, Sri Lanka,
We both
Asia.
didn't have Sri Lanka in our top. I think she could be in
Yeah,
top 40. She has really good beauty of the
yeah,
purpose, but providing female
hmm
hygiene to the girls living in Sri Lanka.
yeah.
It's really effective. Once again, another project that is
Mhm.
quite relevant and is helping a
Community.
lot of people. Yeah. So I know
hmm
we didn't have her. Just because we didn't have in our top, it doesn't mean we did not acknowledge them. So we're just kind of giving them an honorable mention.
Exactly.
So is there any other country
Yes.
that you think they might pull a surprise placement?
Uh, Let me see. I'm thinking of, Peru. She talked about her aunt who is disabled, but then again, that only focuses on one person though,
Yeah,
and
it's just
a very
kind of
limited,
limited. Yeah.
yeah, very limited, not necessarily the entire community and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, what about? Let me see. Well, Madagascar, I did acknowledge
Yeah.
Madagascar because her project was about people suffering from albinism. I think
Yeah.
she's in the same situation as Somalia.
Yeah.
Her topic is very, very controversial.
It
And
is.
I don't think this world is ready to support
Yeah.
such project,
I think the one thing I
so
would like to give a message to the if, like there's a lot of girls who probably want to be Miss World in the future. If you are a candidate for let's say next year's Miss World competition or you're preparing to join the national beauty pageant, please have a project that is about community building and try
Mhm.
not to pick a project that kind of is too controversial that might be difficult to continue as a Miss World because we still have to remember being a Miss World is about being global ambassador for peace and unity. So you just have to be very careful. Like Indonesia's project was simple, but she helped a lot of
Mhm.
people. So something similar to that doesn't have to be a copy and paste,
Mhm.
but just get inspired by her about helping society, and that's really important. Being a Miss World.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Yeah,
Totally agree. So I think hopefully this our discussion, will help potential Miss World contestants
yeah,
as far as preparation goes and what to look for,
yeah.
from this organization. I think Miss World has been in existence for what, 74 years, 73
Yep.
years. And I think it's time that young women look into this pageant rather than be amazed by all these false glamour or fake
Mm,
glitter
yeah.
that exists in other pageants. So I think that's why, in a way, I'm beginning to agree with Antonio when he said that Miss World is the most difficult, most challenging pageant to compete in.
It is
And
definitely.
when you look at it, oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah, what he's saying is true after all.
Yeah, like I don't think I'll be
It's
able to
true.
survive like first of all, hats off to all the 109 contestants because I personally do not think I'll be able to sustain this mindset, this emotional, like ups and downs, because it's like a roller coaster of emotions being a Miss World. Because one day you're going and doing sightseeing around India, the next you're doing head to head and being judged by millions of people watching you.
I know.
Every step, like every word you're speaking, it's so crucial, right? So, and also top model. So it's a wide range of challenges, and you have to excel at every single one of them in order to get stand out, which I think Indonesia has done that. So that's the reason we both
Mhm.
selected the same country, which usually that's not the case. We don't really agree in a lot of things, but Indonesia has united pageant empress and critical beauty for
Yes.
once. So that's quite rare occasion.
All right.
So yeah, I think we
That's
should
fun.
I think we should wrap it up. Anything you'd like to say? Any message you'd like to give to our viewers watching Miss World Pageant or anything you'd like to say in the end, Rafa?
Well, I think, India has been an incredible host country, and I've never been to India, and hopefully, should Miss World be held again in India, I probably will make an effort to visit India because I have, Indian followers as
Yes,
well. And yeah, I think, I mean, again, whoever may the best girl win.
right.
May the best girl win. We all have our favorites.
Yes,
We can bash contestants, online, for as much as we can. But what purpose does that really serve?
yes,
Nothing. It doesn't serve nothing. If you want to support your girl, go ahead. Give her all the support that she needs because she needs encouragement. She
right.
needs inspiration. She needs your support. There's no good reason why you need to criticize or bash other girls or other contestants. It just doesn't make any sense. And it's not very kind. Pageantry is all about kindness. You
Yes.
need to treat each other with kindness. Simple.
Yeah, just like the name of the pageant, or at least the motto, slogan of Miss World, beauty with a purpose.
Mhm.
So the fans should also carry on the responsibility of having a purpose, whether that's about spreading kindness, being united. I feel that Miss World has started to kind of united a lot of the pageant fans, which we don't really see that often in like Miss Universe or Miss Grand, but there's a lot of division within the fandom of the beauty pageant.
Well,
But
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward for the Shuniverse, okay?
yeah, I'm
Draw.
also looking forward for it. I think it'll be really exciting. It's happening soon. But yeah, my ending message to the viewers watching, especially a big shout out to India and the Indian people for doing a fabulous job as a host country. I know there was a bit of a hiccup with Miss England, but we can see that if that was not the case, we have clear state. We saw that there was videos of her talking to a lot of people. So maybe she was just a bit nervous or homesick. So I don't want that to affect the image of India. I think India is doing a great job, great hospitality. All the contestants are
Mhm.
happy to come back to India again
Yeah.
and again and maybe come back with a
Yes.
family and to show different parts of India, not just Telangana. So I think it's a really nice takeaway about the Indian culture. So I think that's all I want to say in the end. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with our choices. We had pretty much the same guy, Rafa. Can you agree? I think we had 15 out of the 20, top 20. We
Pretty
have
much
15.
50
Pretty
out of
much the
20.
same.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
have the same choices, which is
yeah.
great.
So I'm
Good.
really looking forward to watching this full pageant and may the best woman win. So see you again, guys. Bye bye.